Hello, everybody, and welcome to another week of Frog Wrestling. I am your host, Jon Jagger, and I am so excited to get into a little more wrestling, see what's going on, see what happens this week. And it should be a mighty fine week. We have a title match this week. The tag team titles are going to be defended tonight as the French Confection attempts to continue holding on to those belts that they previously won, I think, from the challengers, which is Garrett Weinzierl and Kyle Ferguson of Grinding Gear. Here is their opportunity to set the record straight, to unwrite this era of Randy and Patrick holding the tag team titles. We're also going to be continuing the random match type women's tournament, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Who knows what kind of matches we're going to see in there? It's random. It's in the name. We don't know. We are also going to see if Marc Spagnuolo can continue his trend of dominating after that decisive victory against Bo Schwartz last week. We're going to see what he can do, and if he's going to be able to keep that going. He's got his work cut out for him because he is going up against a member of the core in Brian Dunaway. So will that be the speed bump he can't get over, or is he going to just keep on going? Who knows? We're going to find out. But our opening match tonight, I'm really excited for this one, and not just because I'm in it, but I think this has been a long time coming. So let's go ahead and get the predictions up here. Let's not waste any more time. We got to go. We got to get this train a-moving. We have friends going to war with one another. Go ahead and start the prediction. Why not? Match will be starting soon enough. You can see what we're talking about. But Ben Bumhoffer has been wrestling for a couple months now. And he has never fought in a singles match against or tagged with former podcasting partner, myself, Jon Jagger. It's been a bit of an unspoken rivalry. Would they ally together as they have in the past? Would they be arch rivals? They went two different ways. Jon was on Core. Ben joined the Mod Syndicate. They've been separated by factions, and now they are coming back together. We're going to have to see what is going to come of that. Let's check it out. Get your votes in. Let's get right into the match.
Here he comes.
So coming out first, we have Ben Bumhoffer, who has been a integral part of the Mod Syndicate. Not an original member, but something of a pet project of Tom Merritt. He has taken a vested interest in Ben's career, and based on that belt around his waist, it's been for a reason. Ben is the current Dragon Beef champion, and you can see this right here. He's coming to the ring with all his allies, clearly trying to send a message that not only is the Mod Syndicate unified, which there has certainly been questions. You know, it's hard to be the golden boy without getting a little resentment, but there is Tanner walking right down to the ring, showing unity. And we're going to have to see what happens here. But I feel like this sends a very clear message to Jon, who was recently kicked out of Core. It very clearly says, we have friends, you don't. This will be the first match of the night to also answer the question if Jon was buffed. Nope. He's been on a big losing streak. Let's talk about it. Jon has lost every single match. He did get an adjustment, which worked out to a buff. Not a huge one. He has lost every single match since, so, you know, you debate whether it was a buff or not. He has been ousted from core. But Jon has an axe to grind. Last week, Jon and Ben were both part of a triple threat match against Cody Rhodes in an effort to win the Dragon Beef Championship. If you remember, that match ended with Jon delivering the Final Fantasy kick to Cody Rhodes, knocked him out, and Ben took advantage of that maneuver and pinned Cody Rhodes. In Jon's eyes, this was a stolen victory. He did challenge Ben to put the title on the line, and Ben said no. So this is a non-title match. Ben refusing to put the title on the line. He believes he won it fair and square. But in place of a title match, Jon's going to look for just a little bit of revenge. And Ben does not seem very concerned. And why would he be? He's got two allies watching this match very closely. Jon coming out fighting, though. And has some choice gestures for Ben right there. And Jon right now, with all the offense in the world, again, a non-title match. You can see Tom Merritt and Tanner watching on.
So I'm sure this superstar is hoping to grab the win in quick and decisive fashion.
And as we said, these two, long-standing history together, got into podcasting together, their first shows together. But all that is falling apart here as various factions took them in different directions. And Jon with a good reversal, still in control of this match. Ben trying to fight back here. And just throws him. That is what Jon is going to be fighting against. Jon, a very agile fighter. Doesn't have a lot of size to leverage, but is quick, good at reversals, and agile. Ben, on the other hand, taller, stronger, and able to throw his opponent across the ring. But right now, Jon dealing a lot of damage to that leg, and he's already calling for the Final Fantasy. Ben watching, getting defensive, and Ben's going to interrupt it. Jon took a little too long showboating, and Ben made him pay for it. And now Ben showing off, doesn't realize Jon has gotten up. Jon punches him right in the butt. Right now, a little bit of arrogance causing both competitors to fall a little short. And Tom Merritt causing a distraction. He's got some choice words here for Jon, as gives Ben a brief little reprieve on the outside. Ben tries to lure Jon into a trap. Jon doesn't fall for it. Tells Ben as much, and is waiting for him. And here comes the airplane spin, a maneuver Scott Johnson used to use as a finisher. I don't remember giving Jon this move. I'm just be honest with you all. I don't know why he does this, but here it is. Here it is. And Jon, extremely dizzy after that maneuver, learned it from Scott, who is the champion, but at the same time, Scott doesn't use it anymore, so maybe not the best move. And another reversal from Ben, now trying to get Jon in a submission hold, stretching his arms. Jon fighting back, punches to the face, and a great agile counter. Now Jon trying to do a little power of his own, shows a suplex, and goes for a kick. Ben catches it, though, and knocks him down. That was a second attempt to do the Final Fantasy kick, and Ben is not falling for it. He is not going to let that maneuver put him down like it did Cody Rhodes last week. Jon back up, goes for a monkey flip, and once again, the story of this, the power. Ben says no. Tanner getting dangerously close. Hard to see what he's trying to do. If he hits Jon, Ben will be disqualified. Jon down. And nope, Ben didn't get back in the ring. Not enough to reset the count. Decides to throw Jon in. Wants to do it right. Jon goes for a kick. Not the Final Fantasy, but he's going to deliver a series of kicks to Ben's chest right now. And a big kick to the face at the end. Goes for a pinfall. And gets a 2 count out of it. Jon eyeballing Ben, waiting for him to get up. Wants to get that Final Fantasy and nails it. Will this be enough? A series of kicks all in a row. And gets a victory finally. The very same way he defeated Cody Rhodes, but Ben managed the pin following that. That's got to feel a little good, and Mod Syndicate, unfortunately, powerless to do anything without getting Ben disqualified.
Here is your winner, Jon Jagger. That is the kind of win that opens eyes here in WWE. A major victory here. You can tell this guy was fired up from the moment the bell rang. He definitely had the motivational advantage in this match.
And while it wasn't for the title, you have to think a little payback is feeling good. Feeling good for Jon. Yeah, rigged. Rigged. He won for the first time in weeks. Rigged. Absolutely. Yeah. Look, I do a lot of work for this. If I can't win matches, what's the point? But not rigged. I didn't do any buffing. Be fair. I'll tell you guys when I buff them. So big victory for Jon right there. It was a real even split. The feud with Ben, I have a feeling, is just beginning. Jon, definitely a fan of the Dragon Beef Championship, was the first person to actually hold the title. I don't think this story is necessarily done. It was a non-title match again, but you have to say it looks bad for the champion to be taken down so decisively. Probably a good idea that Ben didn't put that title on the line. As long as we get patch notes for Jon, we're good? Okay, fair enough. We will... He's the only one. I'm not going to do patch notes on anybody else, but anytime I change anything on Jon, we'll do patch notes. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go in there and find that airplane spin move that's getting patched out. So, that move is obnoxious to watch. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's going away. But we'll do those patch notes maybe on Pond News or something. Yeah, we'll do patch notes on Twitter. That's what we'll do. All right, we are going to go ahead and continue our women's tournament. Now, the best part about this tournament, or at least the most interesting, is the fact that the match types are random. Don't know what kind of match we're going to see. We do know who's going to be participating in these matches. Last week, we had Kristen against Fast Grandma. That ended up being a TLC match. Kristen picking up a victory there. We had Kim Johnson versus Nicole Spagnuolo. That wound up being a table match, which Kim won. Now we are going to see Gwen Gunn go up against Hope Akmenos. From There Will Be Dungeons. And I don't know what type of match it's going to be, but we can go ahead and start the prediction. You may want to hold off on your points till we all see what the match type is, but it is there. If you feel confident enough, go ahead and put your votes in before the match type even pops up. But we're going to see it in just a second here. I can tell you, as it loads, this is going to be another TLC match. keeps reminding me that I really need to turn off the icon that shows how the belt retrieval is going. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know where it is. I need to figure out where the setting is so it doesn't show. Also, I was hiding chat, and I apologize, chat. You can now be seen proper light. Just in time to cut away.
One of the best competitors in the women's division.
And up first, coming out to the ring, we got Gwen Gunn, who has certainly made a mark in a very short amount of matches here in Frog Wrestling. She has developed a strong rapport with the crowd. She's had some amazing victories, more often than not winning via submission, which we're going to have to see if that plays into a disadvantage here. Gwen typically does win via submission, which isn't going to get you a victory here. The only way to win is to climb a ladder and retrieve a briefcase that has literally nothing in it except a piece of paper that says you won. But if you get that piece of paper that says you won, well, you won. You did it. Congratulations. But we'll see how that works for Gwen.
She's been training for this match for quite a while, and she plans on making.
You've bet all of your 84 points. Well, let's hope they multiply and turn into more points for you. I feel like people go all in a little too often and wind up going, oh man, it's really easy to have no points in this thing. Especially for you, Shep. I see you here week after week. Not having points means you're putting all those chips on the line too frequently. Sliding all the chips in with all the confidence in the world, and watching them disappear.
And representing Road Warriors from the wasteland.
And of course, Gwen is going to have her work cut out for her. She is going up against Hope Akmenos, who literally comes to the ring in a tank. Now, tanks not technically legal in this actually technically legal in this match, but probably won't get used. You know, it's all about climbing that ladder. You got to climb the ladder. You can't shoot the briefcase down. It is true. Although I will say, so chat brings up a good point. Gwen is great and all, but Hope is a 20th level tiefling fighter with a tank and a mech arm. I will say that at the time she had the mech arm, she was not level 20. I don't know what level she was, but it was not 20. That arm got repaired before she ever hit level 20. Regardless, I do think your point still stands, but just, you know, for full accuracy. Oh man, and Hope taking a little too long to get out of the corner, a little too casual, and Gwen made her pay for it, although then Gwen immediately falls to the same trap and tries to gloat, and Hope makes her pay.
Taking it outside the ring now.
Yeah, all the TWBD characters are slightly underpowered. The level 20, they would be, you know, they would walk all over the place. She's not allowed to use any infernal powers or anything. Stanley can't use magic, and Varel's wearing all sorts of things to limit his powers. So, you know, they're balanced. Hope taking brief control. Gwen now fighting back. We do have a ladder in the ring. How quickly they're going to use it. Actually, Gwen looking for a victory condition right out of the gate. We continue this series of actually, her arm didn't get repaired. She was revived in a new body. You know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. And Hope making a good effort to get that briefcase, but Gwen climbing to the top and knocks her off. And now Gwen has an opportunity to go after the briefcase here. And I feel like ladder matches in this game are the exact opposite of tag team matches. They are so much quicker. And Hope just knocks the ladder down and then brings Gwen down too. No, I know you're having fun, Shep. Me too. It's all good. I choose to believe post-campaign Hope went back and got a new mech arm just because it was badass. That also tracks. And right now, Hope looks like she might be setting up the ladder. Nope, she's setting up the ladder for pain. Hope not setting up for a victory. Hope setting up for pain, and Gwen gloating a little too much. Gwen is familiar with Hope. She made a line of teas named after her. So, you know, you can't know anyone better than if you made tea about them. So it's all there. It's all connected. Gwen running in before Hope can climb that ladder. Hope getting out of the ring, but that does leave an opening for Gwen to climb up, and Hope is trying to shake off. It looks like Gwen nearly has it, but Hope knocking the ladder out of the way. And that briefcase is nearly loose. It's not going to take much more to knock it down. Speaking of getting knocked down, though, Gwen going after Hope. And a brief hold as if for a pin, but pinfall's not going to count here. You have to climb the ladder. Gwen is down. This is an opportunity for Hope. She's climbing the ladder up. She's going to try and get that briefcase, and it's not going to take much. This could be a victory, and it looks like she has it. Very quick match as we see a fast victory from Hope as she secures the note saying, "Congratulations, you won."
This was as dominant a win as I've ever seen, guys. As always, Cole, you're more polite than I am, so I'll just say what we're all thinking. This was as one-sided as it gets.
And for all of you who backed Hope, congratulations. A victory there. As Hope pulls out a win in the TLC match. We are going to see the next round of the tournament a little bit later tonight. Again, we won't know what the match type is going to be, but we do know who will be participating in that. That's, again, later tonight. Carter Johnson is going to be going up against Monica Stone in a random match type. So look forward to that in a little bit. But before we get to that, we have another match we need to get to, which is last week we saw a damn impressive victory from Marc Spagnuolo, who had, again, he's done well. He's held his own. He's been a good, competent fighter, but he is not really wowed, as it were. He had a match with Bo Schwartz, and he won decisively. Now, Bo has recently been, he had a title match That's where he's been. So to see Bo lose that quickly was a surprise. Now Marc is trying to keep that momentum, and he has challenged Brian Dunaway, one of the members of Core, to a woodworkers match. This is basically a falls count anywhere match, but all the weaponry is based on wood. And you know what? That sounded great to me. Certainly would look bad if the Wood Whisperer himself did not win this, but you never know. I don't know. Nobody knows. As we are going to see Marc Spagnuolo going up against Brian Dunaway in a woodworkers match. So let's put the prediction there and get this underway. Get in the comments, tell me what's a better name for this type of match than woodworkers match. I basically just threw the rules down there and was like, that's good. And then it said name it, and I couldn't think of anything, so I just went, it's a woodworkers match. There's got to be a better name. I just haven't had time to think of it. So this is going to be it. This is going to be our first ever woodworkers match. Again, it's basically a falls count anywhere, anything goes style match, except all the weapons under the ring have wood in them. Yeah, look, I understand when you're talking about wood, you can go in a lot of interesting directions, guys. There are not axes, no. As of right now, axes are not a viable weapon in WWE 2K24. I feel like until a wrestler really takes the axe as a solid weapon choice. I am sad. So I wanted to just do 2x4s. And I was shocked that 2x4 isn't a weapon type in this. Like, that's not great. What's his name used to literally carry one to the ring every time. I can't think of his name right now. A Carpenter Clash. That's pretty good. And if we ever add Jesus, he can participate in that. Yeah, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I don't know which it is. He used to carry a piece of wood. Like, you gotta have a piece of wood. That's what I wanted all the weapons to be, just pieces of wood. Instead, we got tables, hockey sticks, baseball bats, you know, wood stuff. Here we have one of the two remaining Core members. Core used to be a group of 4. Now it is down to Scott Johnson and Brian Dunaway. But Brian Dunaway has been on a real roll lately. Oh, a lumberjacked match is pretty good. That was the other thing. Lumberjack match, not an option in this, because a lumberjack match is a thing in wrestling, for those who don't know. Not a thing in the game. Match underway, and Brian Dunaway going for an early maneuver here. Try and put Marc in his place. Keep in mind, you can win anywhere in the arena. Anytime somebody gets pinned or taps out, doesn't matter where they are, it will count as a victory. And right now, Brian Dunaway making Marc regret requesting this match with a dominant attack, but Marc with a good reversal, dodging out of the way. You can see that fight and spirit right there as a great combination, and Marc going for an early pinfall here. Would be a little sad if we didn't see any wood in the woodworkers match. Like, what are we at? Carpenter Clash? I think that's the current winner for me. Carpenter Clash is pretty good.
Tossing their opponent like they're nothing.
And there's the strength of Marc, just throwing Dunaway. Dunaway moving to the outside, waiting for him. Ever the opportunist, catches him the moment he gets outside of the ring, but Marc, once again, just overpowering him. And Brian Dunaway, again, we have a similar story to our first match. Brian Dunaway, very agile, lots of high-flying, high-risk maneuvers. But Marc Spagnuolo has the power and the strength. And so far, no wood, though. I'm going to just keep saying wood, because then if nobody gets a weapon, at least it feels vaguely justified that we had a theme. Marc throws Brian Dunaway back into the ring. Follows him in. Goes to grab him. Brian Dunaway off the ropes, though. Goes for his second pinfall attempt. Only gets a 1 count. Marc back to his feet, though. And Brian Dunaway ready. Very similar to Garrett's A move that he uses. And Brian Dunaway, it is all him at the moment, building a lot of momentum. Picks Marc up, just dumps him to the outside. Thought he was going to go for a high-flying maneuver, but decides to just roll out of the ring anyway. And he's watching Marc, throws him back in the ring. And now, finally, we justify the type of match. We got some wood. Some wood is in the ring now. Hasn't been used, but it is in the ring. Dunaway knocking Marc down. The Wood Whisperer yet to get his hands on some wood.
Sent crashing to the floor.
Guys, here's what this match really is. It's going to be me immaturely laughing at dumb jokes. A crazy maneuver. This could be it. I nearly was just laughing at myself and almost missed it. Brian Dunaway really taking command of this and still building momentum. Regardless of who wins this match, it is certainly not going to be the same dominant victory we saw against Bo. And goes for a punch. A huge reversal from Marc, though, and just flattens Dunaway. And there it is, folks. Wood in the hands of the Wood Whisperer. Let's see what he does. Oh, he gets it taken away from him, and he gets hit with it. He's knocked free. Oh, but a massive boot. And there's a pinfall attempt right there. Gets a 2 count from it. Marc can't believe it. Following that massive boot to the head. He definitely thought he was going to win it, but Marc is not done. More pain being dished out. And nearly gets another 3 count. Marc on the edge of victory, has to figure out what will keep Dunaway down. Throws him back in the ring. Goes for a punch, a reversal though. Dunaway back in control. And going for a pin. And gets it. A surprise turnaround from Brian Dunaway, who was waiting in the wings the moment Marc got into the ring. That's the first, you know what? Maybe we don't need a name for this match type. Nobody grabbed any weapons except a hockey stick. I don't know if it matters. That's gonna be the match, everybody. That is a victory for Brian Dunaway. Or Shep in the chat continues to lose every point he gets. He's going away. Oh man. A much better fight, but definitely Marc Spagnuolo has hit a bit of a speed bump in going up against Brian Dunaway, and Brian Dunaway continues to be dominant in most things that he tries. We're gonna have to see where we go from there. Let's go ahead and head back to our tournament here, as we are now going to see our Carter Johnson versus Monica Stone match. And again, the match type is going to be random. I don't know who is going to, or what type of match it's going to be. Let me get that poll going so everybody can vote here. There we go. The winner of this will be going on to fight Hope Akmenos in whatever match comes next. And let's see if we can figure out what match type we're going to be looking at with this one. Well, if what I'm seeing is to be believed, the rules of this match, again, completely random, is a standard wrestling match. No special rules, nothing. Countouts, disqualifications, all of that, all apply. This is going to be a regular one-on-one wrestling match. I don't know who that favors between Carter and Monica. We're going to have to see.
The following contest is a championship first round match. Making her way to the ring from Salt Lake
Coming out
City,
first, Carter Johnson. When we talk about sort of that mid-tier talent on the roster, that is exactly where Carter is. She has not gotten to the top yet, but she is consistently great in the ring. She wins some, she loses some. This tournament gives her an opportunity to break out of that mid-card, put her position a little bit higher. But in that same vein, we have Monica Stone from the Mod Syndicate. Mod Syndicate has not had a good night so far, but Monica used to be notorious for having a losing streak. That has changed. It is no longer a given that Monica is going to lose a match. But much like Carter, she could certainly use a push up the card, and this is a good first step to do that.
A major match ahead of her. She plans on proving exactly why she's worthy of big matches like these. And here we go in this tournament matchup. Who will move forward? Who will be erased off the bracket? Tournaments have a tendency
And
of surprise.
Monica Stone going for an early pin right out of the gate.
She kicks out.
She probably didn't expect it to put her away there, but she's put her on notice.
And that sort of maneuver is there just to weaken your opponent. There's almost zero chance you're going to get a 3 count after a single maneuver, but you do cause your opponent to waste energy kicking out. You do make them aware that you're going to be aggressive, that they're going to have to fight for this. And right now, that is the message Monica has sent to Carter.
A powerbomb like that will leave you with bruises and remind you of this moment for days.
And right now, Monica still keeping Carter on edge here.
Applying a rigorous stretch. She's just getting worked over right now. And every attempt of her own offense is being subdued.
Twist of the ankle.
That looks like a torturous position to be in.
Carter fighting back, finally getting a reversal.
Perfect kick.
And Carter now finally finding a way to build a little momentum here, but Monica fighting back.
Nice side headlock applied.
With Monica, you have to be ready. She is a submission wrestler, is able to
Pay for her mistake.
make her opponents tap. Carter, meanwhile, relies more on knocking them down for the 3 count. Very agile as well.
Elbow smash. Double leg takedown. Crushing double
And a
stomp.
huge stomp to the midsection. Carter going for her first pinfall. And the ref taking a moment to get into position. Only gets a 2 count. But definitely took a while for the ref to find a spot there. And Carter spending a little too long taunting. Monica gonna make her pay for it.
Uh-oh, look at this. Oh, boy.
Monica just throws her right back into the
So can they go on the
ring
attack?
post there.
There's a supreme.
And Monica moving to the outside. Carter follows suit, ready with a series of kicks and a drop kick. And the ref begins his count. There is ring outs in this. It would not be the first time Monica has won via a ring out. So it is definitely a dangerous position to be in. And Carter throwing Monica again into the ring post there. Slams her down. And is taunting Monica. Looks like we might go for a ring out victory here. The ref is at 5. And Carter spent a little too long taunting. And it might backfire as Monica slams her down. The count is at 7.
Get in the ring. She throws her
Carter
back
throws Monica in, has to get in herself.
in. Looking worse for wear in the corner now.
Carter sizing her up.
Going
Goes around the ring. The ref was not ready for what just happened. Nearly got himself kicked. And now Carter applying a choke in the corner. The ref is going to say that's not allowed, but he does allow a couple seconds of it. There's a pinfall attempt. Gets a 2 count off of it. And another vicious stomp to the chest. And Carter building a lot of momentum here, going to the top rope, high risk, and Monica moves. Monica lying in wait, looking to take a opportunity there, and has now full advantage, going for a submission move, but Carter fighting out of it. And goes for a kick. Monica stops it, gets her down, and here is the sharpshooter.
Submission hold locked in.
She has her right in the middle of the ring in the sharpshooter, one of the most painful submission moves in all of wrestling. And I don't know if Carter can get out of this. She's trying. She manages it. It is not an easy feat what Carter just accomplished, but it certainly took a lot out of her. And drops Monica down. Both competitors hurting real bad right now.
That's right, Corey. That was a shining wizard. Treading all over there.
And a stomp. Monica fighting back. And this is impressive. Both fighting for dear life. Managing to get through everything the other throws at him, but that might be it. Carter calling for the end of it. Misses with a stomp as Monica is getting back to her feet.
Superstar willing to give an inch.
And a monkey flip. And Carter still continuing to trash talk. Certainly feels like she's got this. Monica getting to her feet. Monica recovers a little quicker than Carter expected, but Carter with a good reversal catches her.
Turns it right around with a counter. Counters.
Another counter, and Carter is really impressive right now. And that could do it right there. Ref getting in position. And there is the 3. An incredibly impressive match between both of these wrestlers. And Carter manages a victory.
Here is your winner, Carter. She's playing to celebrate here tonight.
This really felt like it was about more than just winning. This was about making a statement, putting everyone in the division on notice.
And that statement was they're here to win, Saxton.
What an impressive victory here. As we see, that was quite a match. Quite a match indeed. We now know what our brackets are going to look like for next week as we go into the second round. We are going to see Kim Johnson versus Kristen Ashton, and we are going to see a Carter Johnson go up against Hope Akmenos in what should be a just a hell of a match, I would say. With that said, I think that's going to probably put us into our main event here, although... Hold on. I am getting reports of a fight backstage, everybody. It sounds like a fight has broken out backstage. That's great acting, by the way. Between Bo Schwartz and Brian Dunaway. Bo, not scheduled to wrestle here tonight, has apparently jumped Brian Dunaway post his match. We're going to see if we can get a camera back there. Might as well throw up a prediction. See what's going on here. Let's see. And this is it. And sure enough, backstage, it looks like we do have a brawl underway as Brian Dunaway and Bo are back here, just fighting each other. And I'm not sure what necessarily provoked this. Obviously, Bo has a history with Brian Dunaway, having been ousted from Core in favor of him. You know, on his revenge kick, Bo did manage to beat Dunaway. And now we are just seeing the two of them lay into each other backstage. We're going to have to see how this all plays out here. I believe the rules, just to give you behind the scenes here, I believe it goes until someone is knocked out. Although they may allow tapping as well. You should see the poll if you don't. Try and refresh. There's a little bit of time left to... Hopefully the match doesn't end before the 5 minutes that I gave for it. I wanted to give you all a chance to bet your points, but I didn't want to spoil it too far in advance. And right now, Brian Dunaway, even though he's wrestled a match, seems completely ready for Bo, and it's impressive. Brian Dunaway is just operating at another level right now. He's absolutely dominant, and he's gonna do it again. Just a series of suplexes to Bo here, right on the concrete backstage. And I'm betting Bo feels like this was a misguided effort, although hard to say if Bo did start it. I wouldn't imagine that Brian Dunaway would go from wrestling a match to then participating in a backstage brawl electively. But you never know. We don't know who actually started this fight. Pulled in for a belly to belly. Bo absolutely fighting back here and taunting. Getting him in a sleeper hold. That would certainly knock him out potentially. though Brian Dunaway manages a reversal of it. Also, Bo seems to be in full battle gear here. He's got his VR headset on, and my goodness, right on the concrete. That, Bo is dead. He's somehow fighting, but he is dead at the moment. I don't know how you come back from that. A massive choke slam as they fight up this concrete ramp. Bo gets him up and drops him, and with every drop, this is just rough.
Ooh, nasty shot to the throat. Oh, he retaliates. Sweep the legs.
A giant stomp on Bo's chest right now. A pretty even exchange. Dunaway right now with the upper hand. We do have to reiterate, he just had a hell of a match with Marc Spagnuolo, which he was victorious in. Now coming in and having to go toe-to-toe with Bo, it's impressive that he's even standing. Oh, and drops that VR headset right into the ground. Bo just got that thing. It's going to be broken.
Oh, here it comes.
And another...
Spectacular.
As I just learned from the announcer, called a Dragon Rana. It looks impressive as hell, and Bo looks like he's out. Not down enough for them to call this in favor yet, but I don't know. I don't know what else is going to happen here. Bo's still finding a way to fight back, but the damage to Bo, significant. Another bash of the VR headset. And again, if that VR headset is still intact by the end of this, maybe it's the best advertisement for that VR headset I've ever seen, because he keeps getting it driven right into the pavement. Both thrown down on the ground over by that equipment over there. And Brian Dunaway looks like he's done. He's grabbing a chair. And Bo not even recovering, just hitting him on the ground. And Bo climbing up on top of these boxes to escape. Dunaway ready for him when he gets back down, though.
Oh, God. Oh, stiff punch.
And another huge choke slam. Nope. Dunaway reverses it.
It's always disorienting taking those hits above the shoulders.
Bo thrown down to the ground again. And with that,
This brawl's over now.
Now, can we get
Bo
some
is
back there,
out.
please?
And Dunaway with 2 victories in a single night. We're going to call that brawl in favor of Brian Dunaway. And look for a Pond News update. We'll try and figure out who started the fight and why. You know, you hate to see it. You want to keep it in the ring. You want to keep the battle entertaining and out for everybody to see. This is a shocking display here. But an impressive display from Brian Dunaway, like, to be fair. I hope Bo is okay. I hope his VR headset has survived that. And we're going to have to see what comes of that. I can see it in the chat. Lots of conspiracy theories ready. They're flying. And, you know, I don't blame you. We were going to have to get more information on what's going on here with all of this. But that is now going to actually bring us to tonight's main event, as we are going to see Grinding Gear take on the French Confection, the team of Patrick Beja and Randy Deluxe against Garrett Weinzerl and Kyle Ferguson, and the titles will be on the line. Now, keep in mind, I think I set it up correctly this week, so I think we're good. I know we had some problems last week, but I swear I'm trying very, very hard here. This should be an elimination tornado tag match, which is What we're going to try and do more often than not around here, that means there is no tagging in this tag team match. I know, not since Diablo, not being in Diablo, has there been a more misleading title. But we are going to see all wrestlers participating at the same time. Once someone is pinned or submits, it then becomes a 2-on-1 and goes until one team or one member from a team is left standing. So let's get the prediction up. Again, it's going to be Grinding Gear, GG, that's Kyle and Garrett, versus the French Confection. We're just leaning into it. Patrick and Randy. And let's get to the match itself and see how it all goes down. Titles are on the line for this one. And I do believe, could be wrong, my record keeping is not what it once was, but I do believe that Randy and Patrick won the tag team titles from Garrett and Kyle originally. And so this is a potential path of redemption for Grinding Gear.
So here we go.
Oh, and entrances were not turned on, so the match is immediately underway. After that that backstage brawl, I guess we had to cut live to it. We didn't have time for entrances, everybody. We're just going to go immediately right to the action. And it looks like it is set up correctly. And right now, Grinding Gear in an immediate strong position against the French Confection. Patrick fighting back. But, Randy fighting back as well. And just as quickly as it has started, it has shifted as Randy and Patrick both get control of their matches. Again, this is going to be the prevailing style for our tag team division, at least until we get to a place where WWE 2K games, AI tag team matches are not insufferable. And right now we're at about 50-50. Patrick in control on one side, Garrett in control on the other. Now they are switching, and both teams showing their strengths here. Grinding Gear building a little momentum now on their side. Patrick fighting back against, oh my gosh, and Randy, I wasn't even paying attention to him, just came flying out of the ring. But Kyle has Randy now in a submission maneuver that's going to be really effective here. Because if your opponent or if your ally can't get to you to help out, you can tap out technically without any hope of interruption. But right now, French Confection taking over the match. And Patrick in control of Garrett in the ring. Randy in control of Kyle on the outside. And right now, our champions doling out a lot of damage. We got a pin in the ring. Gets a 1 count. Kyle down on the outside, not able to help Garrett. And it is absolutely brutal chaos here, as the French Confection is simply dismantling Grinding Gear at the moment. And now Kyle in the ring too. Garrett with the roll-up, though. Gets a 1 count. Randy watches, confident his partner's going to kick out of that. Decides to continue to deal damage to Kyle. And Grinding Gear definitely on the back foot at the moment. Randy going for a pinfall. Gets a 2 count. Kyle manages a kick out, but at the same time, Patrick has Garrett locked in a submission move, trying to knock him out. If Garrett's hand falls, that is a pin. But Garrett manages a reversal, turns it into a pin. And Patrick lost his first match in Frog Wrestling, getting that reversed in exactly that way. He doesn't want to see it. He picks Garrett back up. There's another massive power bomb. And Garrett stays alive just barely. But Patrick is dismantling him. He needs help, but Randy not allowing it at the moment. And the momentum continues to just build for our champions. And if the GG boys can't get it done, you absolutely have to wonder who can beat these two. Kyle getting dismantled in the ring by Randy, and Patrick absolutely dominant on the outside of the ring. Garrett trying to fight back. And again, none of these competitors are slouches by any stretch of the imagination. And there, Randy just nailed the "did I ever tell you about the time I won a wrestling match?" But Kyle managed to kick out. Kyle has reversed it now and is finally getting some momentum against Randy. Meanwhile, Patrick's still dismantling Garrett. And Kyle flies. Randy dodges out of the way. Garrett is in danger of tapping. Trying to stay in this match. Kyle's where he can stop it, but I don't think he's in any position to do so. Garrett's going to have to free himself, and he's doing exactly that. Kyle back to his feet, though. Building a little momentum. Garrett doing the same. GG fighting back. Trying to find a position. Patrick retreating temporarily. And actually, a brief little moment out of sync as Kyle pulls Randy out of the way of Garrett's maneuver while Patrick sneaks back into the ring. And I don't know if Kyle realizes what happened. That's a 3 count. I don't think Kyle saw it. Kyle very focused on damaging Randy. I don't think he realized that Patrick snuck back in the ring and got a pin on Garrett, and this has turned into a 2-on-1 for Kyle. A very bad situation right now. GG's odds of winning very low, but there is a submission hold trying to get Randy to tap. Randy fighting back, though, manages to get out, and now we are going to see the 2-on-1 as Kyle manages a brief offense before getting shot down. And a massive clothesline from Patrick. Kyle rolling out of the ring, trying to find any sort of breath he can, while Randy hypes up the crowd. Patrick off the top ropes. And it does feel like we are entering the "it's only a matter of time" phase for the match. And they are just taking turns dismantling Kyle. And this is the level of aggression we've seen recently from groups like the Mod Syndicate, where they are just in a rush to hurt. And it might actually backfire as they're literally knocking into each other in an effort to stop the other. And Kyle is in a rough spot here. Massive back rake from Randy. Throws him back in the ring. And Kyle with a reversal catches Randy too, although it looks like he might have hurt his arms on the attempt. Randy with a headbutt going up to the top rope. He's going to deliver it again. Did I ever tell you guys about the time I won a wrestling match? But Kyle dodges Patrick, and it causes Randy to miss. And there's a pinfall attempt. And a win from the French Confection, managing to retain their titles tonight.
One of the most entertaining, epic, and improbable tornado elimination matchups I've seen in quite some time.
Absolute utter chaos at the end, as it was a race to see who could eliminate who the fastest.
Here are your winners, and March really delivered on the action.
And there it is.
So impressed with how well these guys adapted to the tornado tag stipulation.
We continue to see very little unity from these two. But it doesn't matter when they keep winning matches. French Confection, can anybody stop them? That's going to be what we need to find out, as they have another successful tag defense. They are, I don't know, they might be unbeatable. They just might be. At this point, I almost feel like it's got to be a 4-way tag match or something for them to have any chance of losing, because they are absolutely dominant at holding on to those belts. We are going to have to see what happens. But that is going to be Frog Wrestling for this week, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you all didn't lose too many points, although based on the chat, it sounds like you all did. I really appreciate you being here. We're going to get behind what's going on with a couple of these updates, so look for Pawn News Update. That's on Monday on the YouTube channel, Craftless Rogue, if you don't check it out there. We're going to try and find out what's the deal with that backstage brawl, and whatever else we need to as we move into round 2 of the women's random match type tournament, and keep on going. So I really appreciate you all being here. I will catch you next week. Have a good night, everybody. Bye now.